Nice to meet you. This is Joonmo Park, and I'm working at Korea Telecom, which is the largest telco company as well as the #1 broadcasting company in South Korea. And I'm working as a XR business manager and in charge of enterprise sales strategies and partnerships. It has been really incredible sitting through all the different presentations and so on. And it is a privilege to be here and talk to you about some of the contributions that we are making for XR industry in Korea. So before we talk about 5G and XR, I will introduce about me and Korea Telecom in more detail. And Korea Telecom, aka KT, is the largest telco company in South Korea, and I work for the XR Business Development Unit at KT, responsible for driving change through all the developing new XR business in East Asia. So in this session, I will talk about the role of telco companies in XR market, especially in the 5G era, and talk about how companies have changed in COVID-19 era with XR technologies. So what is the current state of 5G deployment for your network? And there are more than 7 million 5G users in South Korea. More than half of the 5G users are 30s and 40s, and 40% of users are female. 5G users use about 27 gigabyte data in a month, which is 58% increase in 4G LTE data. However, most of 5G coverages are concentrated on Seoul and Busan, which is the largest and second largest city in Korea. So it'll take about 1 or 2 years to cover all nations with 5G network. So how COVID-19 has impacted on 5G and XR? I think COVID-19 outbreak has positive impact on 5G and XR in two ways. And number one is leading more government investment on 5G and XR. And number two is leading more traditional companies to apply VR and AR technologies on job training, engineering, or exhibitions. So Korea is seeking to reshape its economy in the post-COVID-19 era by invigorating the convergence of new and old industries. Borrowing the policy concept from the New Deal, a Great Depression era set of government projects in the US in 1930s, Korean government pledged large-scale investment and a systematic overhaul for the digital infrastructure, fostering of industries to not require physical contact. So the government said it will promote 5G wireless technology to support the economy. So I think COVID-19 paved the way to 5G to be more proliferate in our ordinary life as the government and telco companies invest more on 5G. And this will foster more traditional industries to apply VR and AR technologies. And secondly, let's talk a little bit more about what COVID-19 impact on applying XR into enterprises. I've been focusing on applying XR technologies outside of entertainment with 5G. In Korea, it is still dominant to use XR technology for entertainment, such as watching movies in big screen or playing games while traveling. Andes Hotel, for example, continue to leverage VR for travelers to watch movie or play games where they stay in hotel. However, as we have become increasingly familiar with XR, it was exciting to see XR adoption starts to expand outside of the entertainment in COVID-19 era. In the workplace, we observed practical applications of XR in areas such as practicing interviews, employee training, and professional development, with empirical evidence highlighting XR's power to drive efficiencies, galvanizing a disconnected workforce and helping reduce costs. Some shipyards in Korea, for example, continue to leverage AR and VR for its employee training program by creating AR-powered stations at key training locations and creating 3D scanned cruise engines in virtual spaces to train sailors. Max solution allowed processing of data and rendering of 3D models, as well as enabling a remote expert to annotate the image and video being streamed from the headset or mobile devices in real time. These types of use cases are becoming increasingly common across a variety of industries. from financial services to healthcare. As more businesses try XR technology and best use cases get shared, the more adoption we'll see and the more mainstream XR will become as a learning and development tool. So what does 5G bring to XR and why is it so critical? At this stage, many VR and AR devices are still tethered like a Wi-Fi. Actually, during our early experience, the Wi-Fi actually did create quite some interference when it comes to the VR and AR headsets. And that is why putting mobile communication into headsets is crucial. And when it comes to AR, it is very important for the glasses to be aware of the situation around it in 3D. They need to know all those interesting points or extra layers of information in that kind of 3D context. And all those will create much larger data sets than a regular map consuming today. Also, the glass is in real time trying to see through the camera and take a snapshot of what the surroundings to look like and try to make sense out of it in real time. And this is a very challenging for those glasses. And that's why we need 5G connectivity into the glasses. And what is the Mac and why is it important for XR? A Mac, which is called as Mobile Edge Computing Tool, is a type of edge computing that extends the capabilities of cloud computing by bridging it to the edge of network. Mac allows processes to take place in base stations, central offices, and other aggregation points on the network. We see that under the umbrella of 5G, distributed cloud will be the main kind of technology to tackle the network issues. For example, with 5G, it provides very high bandwidth and low latency, so this can deliver the high resolution content to the HMDs. So basically, the latency between the devices and the mobile edge are much shorter than with the 4G. So 5G provides a network to you, delivering the content faster by offloading the complication from the HMD to the mobile edge. So we are able to significantly improve the user experience by reducing the services and motion sickness. So what roles can telcos play in catalyzing the ecosystem? Pragmatically, I have categorized the role of operators in the AR and VR ecosystem in 4 groups based on the level of involvement of the operator and the expected transformational results. First one is device distributor, and second one is connectivity provider, and the third one is open enablement platform, and the fourth one is application and content provider. The first, device distributor, which means operators would resell devices to end users and make them more accessible as they have been doing for smartphones. And the second, as a connectivity provider, operators would need to ensure that last-mile networks have intelligent traffic management solutions, high-quality compression algorithms, low latency and high bandwidth capabilities to offer users immersive experiences that are realistic, engaging, and entertaining. As such, 5G technologies will be critical in helping overcome network limitations. The third one is in an open platform role. Telcos should position themselves as the platform that brings together different players in the AR and VR ecosystem, end users, developers, devices manufacturers, and content creators, effectively allowing different players within the ecosystem to develop these solutions, ensuring interoperability and widespread adoption. And this enablement platform will not only have a typical network functionality such as QoS management and robust content delivery network, but also a developer portal with tools such as APIs, dedicated SDKs, ready-to-use basic AR and VR algorithms, billing capabilities, and analytic tools. And the fourth is as an application and content provider. Operators would collaborate with industry players to deliver AR and VR specific applications and content, such as video, gaming, shopping, or manufacturing, etc., where AR and VR will support specific use cases. This will help operators explore new revenue streams directly through content-based revenue models. and revenue sharing with app developers, but also indirectly through improved positioning and higher customer engagement. So, what are your commercialization plans for extra services that use the 5G network? To wrap up the speech, I would like to tell about how telcos can commercialize XR with 5G. And there are two-fold plans, and our plan can be summarized as bundling. And there are two ways to monetize with XR services that use 5G network. Number one, bundling with network with XR services. Many companies which are asking for new VR and AR services are lack of uploading or downloading speed, which lead to seamless immersive experiences. So we commercialize in the enterprise market by bundling extra service with enterprise-only network services. And number two, bundling 5G smartphone with extra services. As many VR and AR devices are phone-tethered devices, so we sell extra services when distributing smartphones in retail store. So I believe the key for success for extra business is consumer experience as well as network speed. And I'm really interested in seeing how extra technologies can serve consumer pain points, but also enhances and augments that experience. If we think about where the consumer 5 years from now is going to engage with others, I think XR is the space where they can bring the experience closer to life. And thank you very much.